Now, before you heard the sound, now. So, one question I've been getting in the chat for the last few weeks, but I've not been reading because I just keep missing the chat these days, is this one. It says, Dear Father, I wanted to check with you on something for a while. My restlessness has been driving me to move from a comfort zone type of environment to a more challenging environment on the work and personal front. But then I seem to regret it. It has been going along with, I have been going along with this movement. But the question is, if this restlessness that seems like a driving force is the mind forcing me into something I should not get into, or is it consciousness doing what is best? And the regret part is just the mind. What is the best way to deal with such restless energy? Ignore it and stay where I am, or to go with it? And do I really have a choice? Please rid me of this question. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, so this narrative has these constructs, you see, and till we don't reject the constructs, you see, till then we are not free from the narrative, you see, and it is only the narrative which causes the suffering. So you ask a question, so what is the best way to deal with this? You see? If you take yourself to be a body mind, then take everything being done by consciousness and being experienced by consciousness. Tvam karta, tvam bhokta, which means you, Lord, are the one doer and the one experiencer. And as long as you take yourself to be the central protagonist of this narrative, then that is the advice for you. You see? It is consciousness doing what is best, and everything is grace. Once you see that you are not anyone that is stuck in this story, that has this uh, that has this flow as this story seems to define, once you see that you are just the pure witnessing principle to which nothing has ever happened, but in the light of which the entire universe comes and goes, then you will see that this will automatically not apply to you anyway. You see? So if you feel like it is too much, then and you feel like, but really, let's, like, I hear this many times, no? Let's get real. Finally, I'm a human. You see? So so if that is the idea that ultimately spirituality is something that human beings use to make their life better, you see, then in that narrative, the only way to make your life better is to leave all doership and experiencership, surrender it to the divinity, whatever aspect of divinity that attracts you, to surrender it. You see, if there is a longing, if there's a yearning in your heart that to go beyond this idea of the human condition, the idea of being a body mind, you see, then you see yourself to be this pure awareness which remains untouched in this entire play, you see, which is happening on the screen of your consciousness, but you are not touched by it in any way, then you will not be so affected by the ups and downs in life, by these changes in life, you see. So depending on your representation, the answer could change. My final advice is that leave all representations. Don't represent yourself either this way or that way. Don't know what to do. Don't know what not to do. Don't either plan or become spontaneous. Just remain open and empty. You see, and possibly we've spoken about this before. Don't do any spiritual diagnosis, or don't do any diagnosis of any sort. Don't know what is better or worse. Don't know what is good or bad for you. Just leave it. Okay. Okay. Since I'm looking at the chat, there's one more. So the question is, so it's okay to be purposeless in today's world, where everybody around runs behind one purpose apparently, and just be the true awareness that we are. Okay. So no, no, that no may come as a surprise to most of you, but what I'm saying is, neither be purposeful nor be purposeless. Just be empty. You see? Now, what can happen is, because I hear this quite often, because when I'm saying don't make meaning, then we make a new meaning, which means that everything is meaningless. You see? When I say don't make purpose, then we can feel like the meaning of it is that he's saying be purposeless. No, but even purposeless is a position. You see, it is too limiting for your reality. To be purposeful is too limiting, to be purposeless is too limiting. Just be empty of both. Just like I was saying just now, like many times in spirituality, what happens is that we say, oh, planning happens with the mind. So now I'm going to drop all plans and only be spontaneous. You see? Now, I have never heard a more rigid plan than that. You see? But I realize most of us don't hear it that way. You see? I will only be spontaneous is a very rigid plan. You see? In the same way, to be purposeful and purposeless is still two sides of the same coin, and the central character in both of those positions is not what you really are. Who is to be purposeless or purposeful? That one doesn't exist, you see. You see? So, and the same thing with doership also. Like in this new age kind of sharing, no? Many times we move from the position of doership into a non-doership position. But I'm not the doer, you see. But who is that which is not the doer? Who are you that is not the doer? So neither doership nor non-doership, neither purposeful nor purposeless, neither planning nor spontaneity, just fully empty. Not that empty which is the opposite, which is full. Empty of both full and empty. If it is an opposite, if you're taking a position, I'll give you a tip which is broad, okay, which all of you can use. If you take a position and you can think of its opposite, just drop it. So if you're feeling like I'm being very spontaneous, you see, and as you can think of the opposite of that, which is I could plan, and then decide thing. You see, it's then that spontaneous is still a position. Drop it. You see, like you're being completely non-doing. No, I'm just not doing. You see, I'm not the doer. I'm not doing, and you can think of its opposite, which would be to do. You see, doership. Then drop your non-doership also. You see, the mind will get frustrated because this neutrality it does not understand. The intellect is like a pendulum, no, likes to go this way or that way. Neutrality it doesn't get. You see, so what am I saying? Just notionless, positionless, empty of empty also. Don't judge yourself in these limiting ways. You see, you are much beyond these kind of definitions. You see? So neither you are what this report is sharing about you, nor is everybody else what you are sharing about them. You see, all these are just fictional ideas in our mind. You see? The mind is forcing you, compelling you to come to a conclusion of how you must be. You see, how you must exist. But existence doesn't need that help. It doesn't need definition of how to be. How is your being happening right now? How are you being? It just is, no? So this light of being doesn't need assistance saying, this is how I must be. Purposeful or purposeless, doer or non-doer, you see? Meaningful or meaningless, driven or empty of ambition. Doesn't need any of this. Either way. Even spiritual or not spiritual, forget about it. If you're being spiritual, you're not being spiritual. If you can be spiritual, you're not being spiritual. Yes, forget about it. Thank you. That was a useful question, my dear. And I know the expression came out a bit strong. It was not. It was just because all of us can have these ideas which are in the opposites, and we feel like one end of the opposites will be better than the other end. You see, but it's not like that. Just leave both empty-handed. Empty-handed. Very good. Very good.